Hi guys, so welcome to this new video, and here I am very happy to show you a whole range from one maker located in the US, which is Denik, D-E-N-I-K. I had no idea this brand existed until I was contacted by Denik to test and review their notebooks. And I went on their website, checked what their philosophy and what their philosophy basically was, and it was quite interesting. So I'm going to explain this a bit. And then they sent me all these notebooks, and I must say my impression was pretty good. And I wasn't expecting it to be that good, to be quite honest, because they were ranged in a price that was fairly low. And sometimes when I choose my own notebooks, I will most often go for more formal notebooks that offer a nice paper quality. And then sometimes I go for more original notebooks, but oftentimes you do get something that is a bit lower in terms of paper quality. Well, I must say I was quite satisfied with this one. It's not top range paper, but it's actually nice. And does well with my fountain pens, though there is a little grain that makes me think that these are more for those of you who like to draw, use fountain pens, use regular pens. It's mixed media really. So here we've got to start with the little stickers, the semi-stickers. Art can change the world. It makes me think of the 80s when I was a child, and my mother was a librarian, and she had those kinds of designs in her shop. So art can change the world. So why is art at the center of their philosophy? Well, because their notebook covers are made by artists, various artists, and sometimes you do have the website of the artist on the flyer that comes with it. And that's the first part of their philosophy. It's covers made by different artists, so you get lots of designs and very different in terms of what you get. So there's here a small pack of their designs. There is a huge choice. And the second thing is schools. They well, anytime you buy a notebook, technically you have a small bit that goes to the maker of the cover, the designer. And then there's a small bit that goes to schools. So they have schools in Mali, which is nice because I am sponsoring a child there, and they also have one in Guatemala, if I remember well. And well, it's written somewhere, so I might find it. So, and it's an important percentage. From what I saw on the website, it's not like a small part; it's an actually important part. So let's, without further ado, let's have a look at their notebooks, and let's start with the size that I mostly use, which is the A5 size. So this is sized, if you want to get an idea of what type of A5 it is the moleskin size. So I'm going to get a moleskin to show you. Here I'm back with three different choices. That's the moleskin. So as you can see, it's the same width and exactly the same size as your regular moleskin. Compared to the Leuchtturm, it's a bit smaller then, because the Leuchtturm is larger. And that's the moleskin cahiers, and that's a bit larger than the moleskin cahiers, which is smaller than the regular moleskin. So here you have a former notebook. That's not the most recent notebook, and that's because I wanted the owl design. And so that's their old notebook, and there's really an improvement from this one to these four, definitely. So that's the owl design, and then that's what you get at the bottom. And inside, this one is a lined notebook. It doesn't have a lay flat design, so you would have to break the cover, and I'll come back to this later. So this is 5.25 inches, and it's 150 pages, acid-free, and that's 75% recycled paper, which is found in all of these. Right, let's have this one. Octopus, which is so nice. Maybe my camera is not catching the color really well, so that is a kind of greenish blue or bluish green, whichever. Right, and you've got the designer, kissandana.com, with our website, which is nice. And this one is a white paper. So as it is recycled paper, you do get sometimes a few dark spots on it, but it's really a white paper, basically white paper with a small grain, which makes it nice for sketching as well. Right. And so what they have inside is, well, let's have a look at this one. This one is my favorite. I found the color absolutely gorgeous. And the gold on it, which is so discreet, Gold Digger. That's very nice. This one is from Katrina Housekeeper at chaosdesign.com. That's nice. So these are all what they call lay flat designs. Lay flat is something that's very important for me. I mentioned this in former videos. It's like when I'm using this to sketch or to work or to write, I like it to lay absolutely flat once it's open. So as you can see, this is not the case here. What they call the lay flat design is that, as you can see here, if you break the cover, if you break the spine, usually what I do this with my books, and I'm going to show you what happens to the spine. Right, so I do that with my books as well. I expect them to be flat, and what you do is you break the spine, so it becomes like this. And the issue with your notebook is that when you do this, it is not as clean as at the beginning. So basically the lay flat design is something that allows you to break the spine, and as you can see inside you've got a stitched set of papers, and once you've done this it lays flat, perfectly flat. But this design allows the cover and the spine not to break. It remains as it was before, which is nice. So that's a nice little feature in these notebooks. And that's in all their recent notebooks, not in the owl design, but in the other ones. Okay, so let's have a look. Here you can put your name on the notebook, and then it shows the support artists and schools. Alright, an essay for the creative, free-thinking, norm-breaking activist. We are the movement that inspires art and self-expression. There's an X missing. You might want to check into that. A portion of every notebook goes to building schools and to support the artist who designed the cover. That's nice. And then at the end you've got the schools in Mali, Guatemala and Laos. They have actually help build schools in Mali and Laos, and the Guatemala is an ongoing project. Right, so let's look at the paper, well, the two others maybe. This one, Let's Go on an Adventure Together, which is a photograph design. Absolutely peaceful design. And you've got so many designs. You actually have things that I'm not so much a fan of, so I didn't choose, but you've got plenty of different designs, and it's quite varied in terms of choice. Right, it's a black and gold deer design, and that one is by David Riss. Okay, this one here was by Ian Barnard, and I like the fact that you get the names and websites of the artists. I actually went on their sites to see what else they would do. And it's a recycled paper. It's 100 grams. It's 100 square. It's 100 grams per meter square. And the cover is 250 grams per meter square. Right, so let's have a look at the paper for these ones, and then let's move on to the two others. So I tried my Pilot Pelican with Pelican 4001 purple ink, and it was absolutely perfect. There was a bit of grain, which is nice for drawing or sketching or using pencils on. You want that grain, but when you're writing with a fountain pen, then it's not as soft and silky. It was perfect with any type of thing I threw at it. This is with the Kaigaloo O'Donnell diamine. There was extremely little flavoring, didn't go through, but it actually got an issue with a dip pen. I couldn't write properly with a dip pen, so it's not meant for that. If you use a deep fountain pen or really generous nibs, then you cannot really use them on this. This is Sign-Paint and Sharpie, and it's actually nice. Okay, no real issue with this. Okay, so writing flow is comfortable, but there's a resistance linked to the grain. So it's more like mixed media type of paper. A very little show through, no bleed through on ordinary fountain pen. Right, and here I used Swinkle, Cappy and brush from Stabilo, and it was actually quite nice, which I think really shows that it's kind of mixed media. The lines are a dark gray, which is made of very small dots. Right, and you've got place at the top to write dates or something like that, so it's perfectly adaptable to the bullet journal style. Right, now let's move on to that big elephant here. So this one to the right is a hardcover sketchbook, and this one is a spiral type of sketchbook. They're both different and for different uses. This one is more like really like mixed media. You can use that for journaling, but it's a huge size. And this one is really for drawing. So I did test a few drawing elements in this one, and I did not dare use this one yet. It was absolutely beautiful. It's a leverette cover, so it's PU leather, which means leather that's covered with a kind of plastic finish that will protect it from water. And the design on this one is absolutely impressive. So they have less choice of design in this category, if I remember well, but it's a really nice one. And here you've got a big format. So it's a huge cover, as you can see, and it's a huge notebook. Right. So I only did a writing test. It's 124 pages, acid-free paper, again 75% recycled. And the artwork, which is not mentioned on the outside this time, is by Soft Achieve. It's 120 gram per meter square, if I remember well. And it's a huge size. And that is white paper. It stays absolutely flat. Whenever you want it to lay flat, it does. And you've got your page mark, which is not the case in the others. They do not have page marks. And it's nice kind of cardboard feeling paper with grain in it so that you can draw, but it's more for sketching than anything else, I think. It's like exactly the kind of sketching that you would do in a Moleskine, except it's thicker and it's actually nicer than what you get in a Moleskine. It's a huge size. And I mean, I'm kind of shy with that kind of notebook. It looks so nice. It's hard for me to start doing anything in it. But I will definitely. Right, and now this one. Do I have the name of the artist? I think I didn't check with this one. Oh yes, it's by Greg Crowler Simpkins from Cali at imsker.com. And that is absolutely beautiful. Beautiful design. So as you can see from the beginning, the designs are very, very different. Sometimes it's just playing with colors, sometimes it's like drawing and sketching, sometimes it's that type of thing, sometimes it's pictures, and it's really quite varied. You've got plenty of choice. It was hard to choose actually, but this one really caught my attention, that design. And so inside of that spiral, you do get spiral notebooks like this if you like spirals, which is not my case since I'm left-handed. And here you've got drawing paper, and it's all detachable. I don't know if you can see that. All the pages are detachable pages, which is nice. It's not white as the other one. This one was pretty white. This one is very light ivory color, so it's not too strong, but still if you use white it will come out on this paper. And at the end you've got a cardboard, strong cardboard, which actually proved nice to me as I was drawing on my in my garden. So I tried a few things on this one, which is the reason why you've got my prints on it. I tried a Pentel Touch, but it's a bit dry. I tried the Faber-Castell Brilliant Pen. I tried the pencil, it was perfect. I tried the Sharpie W10, which is quite heavy. I tried the Le Tracé Pro Marker, which also are heavy ones, and there's absolutely no issue with it. There's a bit of bleed through on both sides on the strong, very strong markers, but for the rest everything went perfect with it. So I did a very quick pastel test. You can pastel in these notebooks. There is enough grain, but there is not enough grain that you can mix your colors very well. So it was a bit difficult to get the same result as with pastel paper, but for something that was sketched in about 3 minutes, it's not too bad. Okay, now I did try watercolors, and it went perfect with this one. And as you can see, with lighter colors or colors who do not have the same depth, then you do see that it doesn't. I mean, it drinks the water too fast, right? But you can actually use watercolors in these if you want, for example, to add a little bit of color to a sketch, or if you want to fill in a color and you do not want to have the nuances you would get on watercolor paper, then it is absolutely perfect. I use my Faber-Castell pit. I tried to go a second time on this one to see if you can get darker effects, and that was perfect. And I tried the Marco Raffiné pencils, and definitely this is just perfect for pencils. It performed really well with them. So I like it with pencils, dark pencils, black pencils, colored pencils. It's just perfect. And as you can see on the other side, there was no issue at all. So it's not meant for watercolors, but you can actually use watercolors. And definitely that's what you would call mixed media. So if you want a mixed media notebook, or you're someone who likes mixed media, then that is perfect. So, so this is my general opinion of these notebooks. These ones are definitely for the artist in you, and these ones would be perfect for a bullet journal. They would be perfect for a simple daily journaling, or anything you might want, exactly like your Moleskine or your Rhodia or your Leuchtturm or whatever. But they do offer nicer covers. Definitely nicer covers. The paper is not as good as what you would find on a Rhodia or a Leuchtturm, because it is not meant for fountain pens, strictly speaking, but it's in between. It's more if you want to use many types of things, and definitely it's perfect for pencils and sketching. Right. So let me know what you think of this. Make sure that you check their website. It's actually amazing, the choice of designs that they have. And my impression was absolutely excellent, because in that price range, it's very nice quality, frankly. I was really pleasantly surprised by these notebooks. I love their philosophy, the fact that they support artists and schools, the fact that they actually mention the artists who did the covers. It's actually quite nice. Right. And that's a leaflet, yeah. That's what you get. That's a little leaflet that comes with all their notebooks. And so that's Denik from the USA, and that's a very nice discovery, actually. So thanks to Denik for sending me these samples. It's very nice. It allowed me to discover their work, and it was actually a very nice experience. So thank you again. And thanks to you for watching this video up till the end.